Hey everybody, J.R. Fisher here. I want to welcome you to today's training. Oh my God, email sequences. You're going to love this stuff. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It's great. I want to know who's here. Make sure you can hear me. Do me a favor. I will get in this chat here real quick. And I'll say, hey everyone, and you do the same thing. Say hello, tell me where you're from, tell me what's going on, tell me what you're working on. It is Friday the 21st of August, 2020, the COVID year. That's what we're known for, right, Jessica? I'm joined with Jessica, the beautiful and talented Jessica. Say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody, Jessica.
Hey everybody, happy Friday. Thank you for being here. And yes, unfortunately it is.
It is what?
20 COVID.
It's 2020 COVID, she says. She is overflowing with energy today. I'm going to try to keep her calm down a little bit. She's over in the corner, but I mean, she's just like been shot out of a cannon today. I don't know what's going on with her. So you'll see that in a little bit because she's going to be talking to you. We've got hello, CV Bus. Wayne Charles, what's going on, buddy? And everybody else, just go ahead and post there in that comment section. Put where you're from, what time it is, what you're working on. I mean, what is going on in everybody else's world? Today is going to be intense. I'm warning you. Today is going to be intense. And I don't mean the rest of your day. I mean this one training call, because I'm going to get into some real detail with everybody here. So you're really going to know some stuff when you leave here. Matter of fact, at the end of the session today, you will know how to build your own sequence and automatically start making money, which is pretty cool stuff. Now, if you put this video together with all the other stuff I've taught in this email training thing, I mean, you can piece it together now and you can make money, okay? It's really that easy. We've done the opt-ins, we've done building your list, we've done writing emails. This here is the sequence thing. We've done broadcast last week. So this is the sequence part, the part that you guys were missing. You needed it, okay? So I want to get into it here. Let me get to my next screen here. We're going to be building email sequences. Okay, this guy here is really excited. And this looks like Schitt's Creek. And Jessica, this is one of your favorite shows, right?
Yeah, well, it's over now, but yeah.
Why? Now, what was so good about Schitt's Creek?
It was just the character development, the writing,
Everything, huh?
so much stuff.
And it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems a little hesitant about that. Yeah, we've also, guys, and put in the comment there if you got like a cool show you've been watching. We just got into Yellowstone with Kevin Costner. I never thought I'd like anything with Kevin Costner, to be honest with you, but the show itself is pretty good. Fortunately, he's not on the screen that much, so I can work my way through it. But if you got a favorite show, stick it in the comment section there. Let me hear what you guys have been watching. I know everybody down in quarantine, we've really pumped up that Netflix stock and a lot of stocks. Okay, if you're in that stock market thing, I know Tesla yesterday broke through $2,000, which is insanity, just crazy. So the stock market is doing good for some, not so good for others. But we're not worried about that today because we're going to automate our cash, aren't we? We're going to actually make money with these emails. And let me. Should I put myself on the side of the screen? No, I'm not going to do that yet. I'll pop up on the screen in just a second. You guys will see me in just a second. But what I want to also remind you, I'll put myself on the screen here for 1 second here. 1 second. And there we go. There we go. Got to get up here on the side. And there I am. You should be able to see me in that little box there. Cool. And I'm going to pull up my presentation here. And there we are. So do me a favor. Give me a rating on Google. All you do is sign into Google, search J.R. Fisher, give me a review, preferably 5-star. I mean, that'd be nice, right? Email me, let me know you did it. When you did it, I will give you a book for free. How to find popular products to sell online in 5 easy steps. Okay, 4 simple steps. I said 5. It's not even 5, it's 4. It's really, it's a whole lot easier than we think. Okay, so guys, do that for me if you don't mind. So let's talk about this email sequence thing first. And what I'd like to do is I would like to put the definition on the screen because, we have broadcasts, we have sequences, we have all these different things, but what exactly is an email sequence, okay? An email sequence is a series of emails. So it's not just one email, it's several emails sent based on preset time intervals or trigger-based automations or even both, okay? And you're going to learn how to do that today. Time-based email sequence involves messages that are sent at predetermined intervals. Okay. In other words, immediately after an opt-in, 30 days after. I think my picture is too big on here. It's going to get in the way. I'm going to have to pull myself off. I'm going to have to get myself off screen here. Let me get myself off screen. There we go. And we'll go back to this. And we'll go back to this. And we'll go back to this. So it's a time-based email sequence, okay, that involves messages that are sent at predetermined intervals, okay? So it can be like right after somebody opts in, or it can be like 30 days after they buy something, we offer them something else, or a year after subscribing, we remind them to subscribe again, okay? So that's what a sequence is. It does all this stuff automatically for us. We put those parameters in there, and it just goes and does it, okay? So we don't have to really get involved. We don't have to do anything. It does it all for us. So what I did is I recorded myself building these different sequences, and I want to show you. I'm going to do a couple things here first. I'm going to show you one of the sequences I already have, and I'm going to kind of dissect that so you can see what it is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually build one with you. Now, if you have questions about this, put those questions off to the side in the chat area. I'll be answering those. I'm going to be looking at another little iPad over here so I can answer any questions you have. If you're building one of these, now I build all this in Cardra. It's the only software I recommend. If you're using, Infusionsoft or Aweber, it can do some of these things. It can't do everything Cardra does. I will tell you that Cardra is also cheaper than anything that's out there. And I will give you a link to Cardra at the end of this training today. So if that's something you want to engage in and you want to try it out, there's a free video I can let you watch. And if you want to get it, you can try it out for $1. So that's pretty cheap. So let's get in here. And I'm going to skip over this screen here. We don't want to do that because that's from last week. We don't want that. Why did that come up? There it is. Okay. So this is the one right here. And let me get my volume set on this guy so you can hear this. And that should be good. Alrighty. And let's take a look. And I'm at communications, which is right here. And then once I get to communications, you've got a choice of leads, communications, or analytics. Leads is where your leads are going to be in your list and your tags and all that good stuff. But I want to go over here to where it says communications. Now, communications is broken down into 3 separate areas. We've got broadcast, which I've already covered in the training. And we've got sequences, which is what we're going to talk about today. And then we've got automations. So basically broadcast are ones that are single type emails you're going to send out, and sequences are all automated. These sequences just automatically go out. They're dynamic. They're based on what somebody does. And then automations are what happens based on what activities occur. So we'll get into those later. But let's go to sequences right now. And as I get here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up one of these that actually already has some people in it, and we'll kind of dissect it, and we'll look at see how it's built. We're going to look at SCF sales campaign meets only. This is Survivalcave food sales campaign meets only, and I'm going to go over here to where it says edit. Now, this is the name of the sequence right here, which we just saw. This is the public description, okay? So when somebody says, hey, I want to join this sequence or get out of this sequence, they're going to know it's survivalcavefood.com. I'm going to go edit right here. This will open up the sequence, and you can actually see what it looks like. There we go. It's opening up now. Now, I want to get this out of the way here real quick. So to do that, there's a red tab, and that way I can actually see everything on my screen here. Okay, and as you can see, this one here is a little bit lengthy. It's not terrible, but it'll give you an idea of what it is. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at starting rules here, okay? And right now, if I go over to this is the starting rule. You can see I can edit right here, and I'm going to look at what the starting rule is, okay? Now, the starting rule is SCF sales sequences, and it has a tag right here, and that tag is SCF sales sequences, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and save it. In a later training, I'll go over how you actually build these particular things. But for right now, let's just save it because we're not going to do anything with it. I just want to show you how it's built. And then that's our starting rule, okay? So once they've got that tag, that's the starting rule, and that tag could come from an automation. So the first thing that's going to happen is a split right here. And if I look at the split, there's 3 little dots here, and I want to go edit. So I'm going to see what this is exactly. So it says delay. wait 1 day and 0 hours. So after 1 day, this is going to happen. And then I'm going to run it between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 5 a.m. to 5:59 a.m. Okay, so it runs all day long. And I'm going to say conditions has tag SCF5 can sample buyer or has tag SCF sample purchaser home. So if it has one of these two on it, okay, that's when it's going to do a split. So it's looking for this tag or it's looking for this tag. I'm going to go ahead and close. If it says it's true, then it's going to go to step B1. So let's take a look at this one here. We'll go in here and edit. Okay, so it says here, wait 1 day, Monday, Tuesday, and it's got all the times in here. And it says it's going to split it, and we're going to pause at the current flow. So if it's already got this tag, in other words, they already bought one of these items, it's basically going to stop it right here. Okay? And you can also put a completed in here if you want to stop something. If it's false, in other words, it doesn't have one of those two tags, SCF5 can sample buyer, SCF sample purchaser home. If it doesn't have one of those, then it's going to go to this right here. It's going to send an email. So let me go ahead and go in here to edit. It's going to send this email right here, okay? It's got the times in here. It's got the communication is called 5can sample email 1, okay? This is who it's coming from, the gateway at info@survivalcavefood.com. Anyone reaching this step is going to be the recipient, and the split is off at this point. And then here is the email content right here. So let me go ahead and click on it so you can see what that email content is. Okay, so right here it says first name, and it's going to insert their first name. Bet you didn't know this, and it's free. Okay, that's interesting. Hey, first name, I want to let you know about all the cool products we make and the awesome survival blog I write. You can get free access to the survival blog by clicking the link below. So now if they go to this link, and I'm going to copy it right here, and I'll just place it in another tab. So when they click on it, it's going to go here, and we will actually go to the blog so we can see it. So this basically takes them to my blog right here, okay? And it walks them to the different blog, and it's got some pictures and stuff in here. So that's where it's going to take them to if they click on it. Now let's go back to the actual email here. And it says, in addition to our freeze-dried dehydrated meals, we also make delicious, ready-to-eat, all-natural canned meats. We're giving away free samples now. Just pay shipping, okay? Get your free canned meat now by clicking the button below. Believe me, when you eat this, you'll be blown away by how great they taste. Now, if you remember, the tags that were in the split were if they already bought this product. So we don't want them to go there if they already bought it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And then what it does, it takes them to this particular page here. Now, this one here is unavailable because of coronavirus, okay? We're not selling these small cans right now. But they could buy these, okay? And they could buy one. You know, all they do is pay shipping. The can is free. They pay $8.29 for shipping. They can get 3. Shipping's $23.97. Or they can get a sample of 5 of them here with shipping is $7.49 each. So if I click continue here, it's going to ask them for all their information. And of course, it's tagging them as we do this. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this, and we'll go back to that email here. So this is the first email they get. Okay, so let's go ahead and click edit here, which means it's going to close it out. Alrighty, and we're going to go ahead and close this. So that's what the first email is. Now, after this first email, we want to know if they bought. Now, if they buy, it's going to tag them with that product. So this is the next step right here. And we're going to go here, and we're going to go to edit, and get that edit button right there. And this is basically going to be the same split as the one we saw over here. It's going to say, wait 1 day, it's going to do this, has tag sample buyer or has tag sample purchaser home. If it's got either one of those, okay, and it's true, then what's it going to do? It's going to take them here to step B1, which is basically going to take them out of the sequence, okay? So if it doesn't have one of those tags, that means they haven't bought it. So now we're going to send them out another email. We're going to edit it. And it's right after the previous step. We're going to go ahead and run that particular split. and we're going to go ahead and split it off, and we're going to show them this email right here. Okay, this is the next email they're going to get. It says, I noticed that you haven't claimed your free canned meat. What the heck? I am figuring you probably didn't see the email or got distracted, but it's not too late. I have held your samples and your information, so that all you need to do is claim it. Click here to claim yours now, okay? So this particular one, if I open it up, it's going to take me to this Cardra page here, which is that canned meat page, which we just saw. This young lady here is holding a can of my meat. And we can click here, and you're going to see it's going to go right back to that page again, trying to get them to buy. Okay, and there it is, that same page we saw. So we'll go ahead and close this out. So you're kind of seeing how this process works. It's like, hey, I got this thing available for you, and you should buy it. And if they don't buy it, then our automation, our email sequence actually checks to see if they bought it. And if they didn't buy it, it sends them out another email. It waits another day. So now it waits another day, and it does a split. It wants to see after a day, did they buy? As you can see, there's another split right here. Hashtag this, hashtag this. If it does have those tags, it's going to send them over here to this, which is going to take them out of the sequence. If it doesn't, okay, or if they don't, I should say, it's going to go here, and it's the email 3. And we're going to go ahead and edit it. And it's going to say right after previous step, it's going to send this email out here, and the email is going to say, what's it going to say? It's going to say, hey, well, all good things have to come to an end. And up here at the subject line, it says, I'm pulling the plug on this, hurry. And your window of opportunity to grab some free samples will expire in 24 hours, okay? So grab yours here now, and it gives them a chance to buy that product again. Now, this is all automated, and that's the cool thing about it, is that this goes out constantly. Now, after that, it's going to give up on them. It's not going to keep some emails forever. It's going to go to this box right here, and it's going to pause the current flow, okay? So that's basically how one of my sequences works. Now let's go ahead and actually create a real sequence. Okay, to create a sequence, I'm going to click over here where it says sequence, and I'm going to put in here test training, okay? And I'll put test training for that too. So we're going to delete this one. And we'll click create. So now we're in the sequence creator, okay? So the first thing we got to do is set up a rule. Now this blue menu tab is going to be over here. All you have to do is click that to make it go away, click that to make it come back, okay? Once you learn these, you're going to notice like that's a split sign, that's a go-to, that's a wait, that's a complete, this is an unsubscribe, this is a subscribe or unsubscribe, this is an add or remove tag, send SMS, or send email. So you could do either one of these. If you have their phone number, you can also send them a text message of some sort. Okay, so what we're going to do, and there's a couple ways of looking at it. Once I build it, I'm going to show you these two different ways of looking at it too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a rule here, okay? Now, opt-in forms, okay? So if they opt into any of these forms here, this can start a sequence. You see I have a bunch of opt-in forms all throughout the internet. They're all over the place. Okay, because I use this every day, guys. This is what I use. You know, you should use it. It's good. It works. We have a tag right here. So if they get tagged, and a lot of things they do can tag them. So they could use one of these opt-in forms and they can actually tag them. And then I pull the category of what it is. So let's say it's a J.R. Fisher tag. Then once it pulls up J.R. Fisher, it's going to say, okay, all these tags are available for J.R. Fisher. So you can see I got a bunch of different tags. Bunch of different tags. As you can see, for J.R. Fisher. Got quite a few in here because I do a lot of this. But we're going to say 100 best headlines. Let's say they downloaded my 100 best headlines. They're going to get tagged with that. I'm going to click add. We can do this with tags, opt-ins, which I already told you about, but we can also do it with a list, okay? If they appear on a particular list, right here, one of these lists, I can go ahead and do it. Let's say they bought something. Select a product funnel. Let's say, I don't know, credit card knife right here. Select the product, and I'll say a 5 sample clone or a credit card knife right here. So if they bought something, I could do that.
And then once I've selected it, so I'm going to select this here, it's going to say select the price point, because I have several different price points for the same product here, so I'll know what it is. So I'll say price point 1, okay, and I'll add that tag too, okay. So now it's got credit card knife from free downloads at price point 1. So I could use that if I wanted, okay. I could also use page visits. So let's say somebody went to one of my pages, they went to a Cardra page, or I could also say they went to an external page right here, okay. And then I pick the category, whatever it was, and then I can find the site here if I had put one in. I didn't in this case, so I'm going to go with Cardra page. Select site, no site in particular, and then select page. And as you can see, I got tons of Cardra pages here. So any one of those pages they visited, it can pick them based on that, okay? So I'm not going to put one of those in. I'll just show it to you. Or maybe they were in a sequence. Maybe they were in one of these sequences. I have all these different sequences that I've built. And yeah, this takes a lot of time, right? But you don't have to build all these at once. So this thing automatically generates money for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because I have all this set up, okay? Or it can be an automation. I can add a new automation right here if I want. I'm not going to do any of that because I've already got one tag here. I've got an order right here, so I think those are sufficient. So I'm going to click Save. So now what I've got essentially is I've got, if they bought this or if they've got this tag, that's a starting rule for this particular sequence, okay? So what do I do after that? Well, I may want to run a split. I may want to send an email. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to send them an email. Now the way you do that is you just click on it, drag it over, and you're going to have an email. Now, when do you want to do it? It's going to ask you, do I want to do it right after the previous step? Do I want to wait a number of days, wait to a specific date? I'm going to say, I'm going to wait a day, okay? So I'm going to wait 1 day, okay? And I'm going to click Next. Now, the day and time it's going to ask me. I'm just going to say any time of day for right now, but I could pick particular times of days, particular days of the week, okay? And I'm going to click Communication. And then I'm going to click Next, and it's going to say Communication, okay? I'm going to say Test Email Sequence. Yeah, of course, you're going to call it whatever it is that you're trying to do, but I'm just going to click Next here. The gateway. The gateway I always use is Cardra, okay? That's the only one I got. And I can change my email depending on who I want it to come from, but I'm going to say, there it is, Training at J.R. Fisher. Just popped up. Remember what company I'm working in. And then I'm going to click Next. Recipients, who's going to get this, okay? I'm going to say if they have a tag, and I'm going to select a category of J.R. Fisher. And then I'm going to select the tag, and as you can see, I've got all these tags here. I'm going to put any tag. So if they got any tag of J.R. Fisher, then it's going to trigger it. So we've got that going on there now. Alrighty. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click Next. Now, do I want to do an A/B test, or do I want to do a single email? Let's do an A/B test on this one. So we're going to do an A/B test, which is fine. And what this is I can write different versions of the email and track which one scores higher, open ratios, clicks, all that good stuff. Okay. So I'm going to click Next. Now I've got to put the content of the email in there. So I'm going to put, this is a great subject line. Now this is the pretext right here, or kind of a teaser text. So I'm going to just put teaser text. Something to get them, something that's going to show up on their screen when they see all their emails. They won't see the email itself, but they'll see this teaser text. Then I can put, this is the great email I wrote. Now, understand in here, you can say, click here to buy all my stuff. I got Grammarly that can fix that. Now, right here, I can click the page I want them to go to by clicking right here. And I'm going to say, I'll just put Google. Okay. Click OK. Now, that would, obviously, I wouldn't put that in there. I would put, like, one of my sales pages or opt-in pages or whatever. I can also put a picture right here. So if I wanted to put a picture in here, I would just click here. I'm going to find me a picture. How about my digital course designer? Now, how do I do that one? What do I want to do? I'll do one of my email profits one right here. Okay, so I'm going to put that picture in there. Now, I obviously wouldn't put it in the middle of my text like that, but I'm just trying to show you how to put a picture in there. So I can put a picture in there if I wanted. And now this one here, I can do the same thing. So let's say I'm going to have the same great subject line right here. Now, you only want to split test one thing at a time. So if I was going to have the same subject line, I would want to have a different email down here. So let's say in this email here, I'm going to have all of this. I'm going to copy it real quick. And I'm going to paste it down here. But let's say I don't want to have a picture in this one. So I'm going to take the picture out, okay? So now what I've got is got an email with the picture in it, and I got an email without the picture in it, okay? So that would be my split test. And I can actually add another version if I want. Now this is going to default to 100% of the people going to this one. If you want the other people to see this email, you got to put the percentage of the people. I don't know why you'd want to do anything more than 50% or less. It should be equal, right? That makes sense. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and click next. Now what it's going to do is it's going to run the test for me. I've got two choices here though. Run the split test indefinitely. In other words, it just keeps doing it, splitting it. 50% of the people get one, 50% of the people get the other. Or pick a winner automatically. The first version to reach a certain milestone will be labeled as the winner. Thus the chosen version to be used thereafter. So it's going to say, okay, after this many wins and this one doing better, I want to use this one instead. I like this because what it will do is it will just automatically fix this split test for me. That way I don't have to go back. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't go back. I would go back before this just to see how it's doing. But I'm going to say after 1,000 sent outs and the open ratio, and I'm going to go with, I'm going to say click ratio, because remember the subject line was the same. So that shouldn't change, okay? And the teaser text was the same. So I'm going to say click ratio, because what I've done is I've changed something in that actual email. Okay, if I was doing a subject line split test, I would do the open ratio. I'm going to click next. And then I could create an automation if I wanted to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click create right here. Okay, so now what's happened here is I've got this set up, okay, but I need to connect it. So what I do is I click and I pull this over. Now I've got an email. Now, afterwards, I could run another split right here, like I showed you in that other sequence, in the other training, where if they did what I wanted them to do, then I could take them out of the sequence, okay? So I would just grab a split over here, okay? And the split is going to be wait number of days or hours. This is where you can mess up. You don't want to run the split immediately after the email goes out, because you know, the thing is they may not have had a chance to click on it or buy it or opt in or do any of those things. So I like to wait a number of days here, and then the next email gets sent after the split immediately after that. Okay, so I'm going to have this wait 1 day right here, okay, and click next. And I'm going to let it run whatever it runs. That's not a problem. The split condition, I'm going to say if they have a tag, and the tag is, what do we want to do? Say 4-day cash machine. Maybe that was the tag we were giving them. And I'm going to say 4-day cash machine buyer. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to click add. Okay? So we've got this tag in here. I'm only going to put the one tag. I'm going to click create. Remember, it's got this split created here, but we have to connect it. Okay? Got to connect it. Now, if you notice this thing's getting kind of all pushed off to the side here, don't worry about that. We're going to fix that in just a second. Now, if it's true, okay, I can do several different things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a complete over here. So I'm going to say if they got that tag, and that tag is what I wanted them to get, then I want to go ahead and complete the sequence. Now, once you pull it over, you got to kind of adjust it to get underneath there. There we go. Okay. And this is a completion. So what this is going to do is if they go that far and they have that tag, it's going to say it's completed. In other words, don't send them anything else. But if they don't have that tag, they didn't do what I wanted, then I'm going to go ahead and pull another email over here and email them again, okay? Now you're going to want to send them, 3, 4, 5 emails, whatever you want to do. And like I said, I'm going to send this right after because my delay was actually in the split. So I'm going to say next. And that's okay. and that's okay. And then the communication is going to be day 2 email. Okay. Click next. Gateway's all going to be the same. I'm going to have this training, J.R. Fisher, like I did the other one. I'm going to click next right here. I'm going to put my recipients in here. Anyone who has a tag in the category J.R. Fisher has a tag, any tag. I think that's what we did. Click next. And we already have this tag in here, so we're good to go. Click next. Do we want to split test or single email? This time I'm just going to say single email. Click next. And I'm going to put in here your next email. Obviously, that's not what we would put for a subject line, but for the purpose of this, this is the next email. So I'm going to ask them again to do whatever, opt in, sign up for my webinar, buy my product, whatever it is, and I'm going to say, click here to do what I want. Okay. And then right here, we're going to go ahead and put our link in here. Now, I would suggest when you're writing these emails, put 3 or 4 places for them to click. One is not enough, just not enough. Click OK. And next. Okay, and it also checks my spam score. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it checks the spam score for you, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to click Create. And then I'm going to connect it. Okay. So now I've got this sequence starting, and I could send them 4, 5, 6 emails. I could send them in other directions. If they buy something, I could offer them something else and send them in a different split. There's so many things you can do with this, guys. And I want you to see the different views here. You can view it horizontally. You can view it vertically. I can also arrange items. So I click here. What that does is it kind of straightens it up for me. That's kind of nice, right? And then here's our horizontal view. If you're into going in that direction, you can do that. And that's basically how you set up sequences in Cardra. It's not that hard to do. It's going to take you some time to get used to all these things. But I tell you what, it's a great tool. And once you get these set up, it automatically makes you money every day. That's pretty cool stuff, right? Cool. Let's move. Now make.
All right, guys. I hope that made sense to you there. I want to put up the link for Cardra. Now, this link, if you go to it, when you go to it, I was like, if, of course you're going to go to it, unless you already have Cardra. But when you go to it, there's a video there. It will show you everything that Cardra actually does. So you want to go to this video. It's bit.ly/Cardra-trial1. You got to use this if you want to get that $1 trial, okay, if you want to try out Cardra. If you're using something else, man, I would compare it because I've used everything else, not everything, but darn near. And Cardra is so much better. It really has saved me so much money, time, hassle, you name it. All right. So don't forget, if you haven't done so, you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a big button down there. It's going to be on the bottom right. And all you got to do is click that button and it will turn gray once you do it. And then next to it, a bell will pop up. And you want to make sure you turn on all bell notifications. Click the bell, turn on all notifications, okay? That's super duper duper important, okay? And now I think I want to get myself back on screen here now. Where am I at? So I can say hi to you guys. So I can see you guys, okay? So let me go here. I wish there was an easier way of doing this, Jessica. I don't like this. But anyhow, there I am. Yeah, I mean, we use a thing called OBS, and it really is not, I don't know, this just doesn't get you on the screen the way it should. Wayne's asking a question. He says, does Cardra actually send the emails out, or do you have to do a separate email program? No, it doesn't. All you do is you set them up in there. You tell them based on, your criteria, Wayne, what you want to happen, and it just sends them out. So if I say, so we sell survival food. So if I say to Cardra, I want to set up an email sequence that if somebody buys chicken, 2 days after they buy chicken, I want to send them an email for them to buy beef. It will automatically do that. And I can set up in that sequence that I just showed you, once they buy the beef, it will quit sending them the emails, because you don't want to send it to somebody if they've already bought from you, okay? So based on their actions, I can trigger these email sequences. They're amazing. They really are. I can have, like, let's say a sequence of all my different products that I'm selling. And when somebody joins my email list, as soon as they get tagged as joining my email list, it'll start sending all these things out to them. It'll send out the content, whatever. And then once they buy something, if I don't want to send them emails anymore, I can put that in the sequence to not send them those emails. It does it all. That's why I say right now I'm sending emails as I'm talking to you guys. Emails are going out because a lot of these are dynamic to what's going on right now. So if somebody's going to my website right now and they're opting in for something or, buying something, it's automatically sending emails out to them while I'm talking to you guys. All this is going on right now. There's, thousands and thousands of emails that go out like that. And that's why I love it, is because I don't have to do anything. I set it up initially, then I don't have to do anything. And Jessica, you have emails set up for yours also. Is that not correct?
I do. I send broadcasts and sequences, but I have sequences that are content, sequences that are sales, and it's always going out.
Do they make you money?
They do.
They do make you money. That's pretty cool stuff. Hey guys, also, join my inner circle if you want to get more in depth in this. If you like this kind of training, if you think this is helpful to you, I would definitely say to join my inner circle. You get access to my current courses, private Facebook group. You're going to get bi-weekly coaching calls. You're going to get yearly or more masterminds in San Diego. Once coronavirus is over, I know life will go back to normal. It's going to end, guys. Don't worry. Don't think it's going to be like this forever. Will it make changes in our society? Yeah, but it's going to go away. Don't worry about it. Okay? You'll get good relationships. We all talk online, networking, and insight into high-level masterminds that I attend. Okay? You're 12 times more likely to succeed as a member. So, why wouldn't you want to be a member? You got to be a member. That's important. You're going to get access to the Web Cash Academy, Ecom Road, email earning systems, Digital Cash Academy, Facebook Ads University with 4 pieces of software and these nice coaching calls. And some of them even have a brick wall in the background. How about that? Some of them do. Brick wall coaching. I kind of make fun of that brick wall, but that's $46,382 worth of software and training, absolutely free, just for joining my inner circle. If you want to know the details, just go to jrinnercircle.com/enroll. And when you go there, you can watch a free video and you can see all the stuff you get. Let me entertain some of these questions here. It says, Richard's asking, does Cardra recommend the date sequencing? How do you know when optimal sequencing is from same day or 2 days or other timing? Okay, so Cardra does several things. First off, you decide, and everything's dynamic. So I can put out a sales page and I can say, look, I've got this mixed case of meat for sale, and it's only for sale for 3 days. And as soon as that first email goes out, it starts counting 3 days. And it's going to say, hey, you only got 2 days left, you only got 1 day left. And then what happens is on the last day, when somebody goes to click and that's expired, they're going to get there and there's going to be a page that says this is expired. You missed out. Now, how does it do that? How does it know that? How do it do that? Well, it does it this way. It knows the person's IP address. So when they click and they go there, it starts to tag them based on their IP address. Now, somebody else could start that sequence, the next day, and then it's going to do 3 days for them. And somebody else could start it the next day, and it's going to start 3 days from them. So Cardra knows who's clicking and who's coming to that page. So you can have like an expiration and it be real, and it should be real, by the way. So we can do that. Huh?
Cardra does what he's asking, but that's not what he's asking.
So he's saying same day or 2 days. Well, I was going to answer that in 2 parts. He's also saying when is the most optimal time to send it out. Am I correct? Okay, so I was going to address that too. But basically, it does show your open rates, and your send rates and all that. But when you go to do an email in there, it's going to say these are the best times to send it. Like the best times for me is evenings on the weekends. That's what it's saying to me. That doesn't mean I'm going to send all my emails evenings and the weekends, because I can't. Okay, it's just saying that's when most people will open or click. So it does have that in there. It won't tell you how many days though. Like send it every 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. I send them every single day, so I don't have that problem. Okay, there's an email going out every single day about something, and once they finish one sequence, they automatically go to the next sequence. Let me get back on screen here so you guys can see me here, because I don't like, just showing you these slides. People think I'm not real. I'm real. Here we go. So let me get back on screen here. There we go. All right. So let me address some more of these here. By the way, several months ago, you did a request for a sample of the survival food, filled out something, Never saw anything, never received anything. Yeah, Wayne, we don't have any samples right now in the survival food. That is our small cans, and unfortunately, we don't have any. We can certainly, if you paid anything, let us know. We'll refund your money. I don't know if you paid anything for shipping or anything, but I don't think we have any samples available at all right now. Do we, Jessica?
No, and we don't have any available to purchase either.
We don't even have any to buy. You can't even buy anything right now. Those small cans are not available. Unfortunately, because of COVID, there's been some really big demands on our products. We don't even have beef right now, which was our main product. We have turkey, chicken, pork, and no ground beef either. Can't get ground beef. And we're selling the heck out of just those 3 meats, and people are in a waiting list just to get those. But hopefully beef will be in next month. So, if you're a beef eater, it'll be there. Let's see here. I think it was a free offer in exchange for a recommendation or something like that. Yeah, the only thing I have that is for a recommendation, Wayne, is my book, and that is for a review on Google. That's the only thing I have like that. We don't have any things for recommendations on canned meats right now. I do also have a book called The Great American Food Shortage, and if you want, you can email us and I can send you a link to that, or you can go to Amazon. It's called The Great American Food Shortage. Matter of fact, I wonder if I could, let me see if I can pull that up on screen here real quick and see if I can do that. And let me look. If you guys are interested as to what happened to our food supply, this book will explain it. I actually wrote this book about 3 years ago. People thought I was insane. And now it sells pretty well because it actually happened. Our food shortages did. All right, let me see if it comes up here. Give me 1 second. I am typing it in now. Yeah, I just found it, and this way you guys can look on Amazon and you can see this. Where is it? There it is. There it is. I just found it. Okay. So this is selling on Amazon for $15.95. Let me go back to my screen here, guys, so you guys can see this. Yeah, let me get down in the corner. Real tiny here. Real tiny. Real tiny. And this should pop up on your screen any second now. Are your canned products processed in this country or overseas? 100% USA. 100%. There's the book I wrote. That's up on the screen right now. You should be able to see that. The meats only are sourced from 4 farms in the U.S. We use all natural ingredients, and this is not an advertisement for my survival food company, but somebody's asked me a question, so I got to answer. We use no preservatives, additives, or chemicals. We actually process all the meats humanely. The meats are actually put in the can raw. These are like extra thick cans, and then we slow pressure cook the entire can. The meats are phenomenal. If you don't believe me, just Google it and put reviews of Survivalcave food meats. They are unbelievable. Is survival food being bought outside of the U.S. like Mexico? We don't ship outside the U.S. At all, Richard. We just don't do that. We ship 100% in the continental U.S. also. Now, we will ship to Alaska and Hawaii, but it's uber expensive to get it there because these things are really heavy. Can Cardra send emails in Spanish? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. I guess you could Google it, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, can you type? If you type.
I mean, you type Spanish. I mean, it'll send it in Spanish if you write in Spanish. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it'll certainly do that. All you got to do is write them in Spanish. And there you go. Yeah, it's solved. So Cardra does send Spanish emails and German and Lithuanian and everything else. Uzbekian, you name it, it'll do it. All you got to do is write it in that language. Okay, I don't think it translates though. If that's what you're really asking, it's probably what you're asking.
But you could tag people based on the country that they put in. Like if you ask them what country they're in.
Yeah, you could send different emails based on the country. You could probably do it on IP address, Jessica. Yeah, because IP address is tied to country. Yeah, but yeah, Cardra support could help you on that. I'm not that bright on that kind of stuff. All right, so let me get back down here so I can get back on screen. Escape. It doesn't want to. Oh, I got to go here. Here we go. I got it. Okay. So let me pull myself back up on screen here. So we got time for probably one or two more questions. Jessica, do you have any over there you want to ask me about sequences that people have submitted?
How do you know when you're sending an email, how do you know if you should send it as a broadcast or a sequence?
Well, the difference between broadcast and sequence is automations. So if you want to have a bunch of automations based on what they do, you have to use sequences. You really can't automate broadcast. Those are individual emails. You can schedule broadcast, but you can't send them in a sequence. In other words, if they do this, do this. That's all set up as a sequence. So that's the difference. It depends on what you're doing, basically. One more question, Jessica, and then, do you recommend getting trade name or brand name registered? 100% yes. 100%. It's a few $100. I think it's like $750, something like that when we trademarked. I can't remember. But if you've got a brand and you want to protect it 100%, I mean, we own Survivalcave Food. Anybody tries to use that, we slap them pretty hard. Okay, so they can't do that. But yeah, I definitely recommend that. If you're building a brand, yeah, I would trademark it. I certainly would. And ours is trademarked. Jessica, you got one for me over there. And then you guys got to hang in here because I got something amazing for you in just a second. Jessica. Hello, Jessica.
I know.
Hello.
Does Cardra, if you're giving away like lead magnets for free, do they automatically send those out, or do you have to set up a sequence for those, or how does that work?
Okay, so the question is, if you're sending out lead magnets, will Cardra automatically do that for you, or do you have to send it out once somebody opts in? Absolutely, it'll do it for you. All you got to do is you set up, let's say, an opt-in, and when that person opts in for 7 ways to survive a storm, as soon as you get that tag on somebody, 7 ways to survive a storm, you can set it up where Cardra says, hey, anytime I see this tag on somebody, I'm going to send out this report, which is called 7 ways to survive a storm. You can also do it in the actual opt-in if you wanted to do it that way. There's a couple ways to do it, but yeah, it can all be done automated. Now, every Friday, people show up just for this. This is craziness. Every Friday, people show up to hear what Jessica's got to say because Jessica has the most amazing, I mean, just off the charts, amazing words of encouragement to get you through the weekend. I mean, and you want to listen, guys. I get a pen and paper ready, whatever, because she's going to come up with something right now. I'm going to turn it over to her, and she's going to say something that could change your life this weekend. I mean, it's life-changing stuff. Okay, this is like Goggins level stuff. This is life-changing. So Jessica is going to share something with you. Are you ready, Jessica? Do you want me to give you the floor now, or do you need a minute? Are you good? She's really good. She's going to be really loud, so you may want to turn your volume down just a touch. Go right ahead, Jessica.
All right, I looked this one up because of what you said this morning.
What I said.
When you were talking to your
When I said
sister.
get up, I need that camera. No.
No, when you were talking to your sister. And whether you like her or don't like her, it doesn't matter. But Oprah said this. I know for sure what we dwell on is who we become. And I know for sure that what we dwell on is who we become.
Very true.
Yes.
I mean, a surgeon, right? A brain surgeon does not become a brain surgeon because he thinks about going to happy hour every day. He doesn't do that. So change your thoughts, change your life. My new hero is David Goggins. If you don't know who David Goggins is, look him up. He's a pretty amazing guy. But he's set all kinds of records, and he's like the toughest man in the world. But he has a lot of mental stuff, and he says he's not tough at all. He's just overcome the mental part. If you overcome the mental part, the physical stuff doesn't even matter. It's irrelevant. It's just, can you get it in your head that you can do these things? Can you accomplish these things? So you guys can accomplish a lot. I would challenge you this weekend, get into my channel, watch some of these videos. A lot of these subjects, like you could just go to the channel, and once you get to the channel, search Cardra, and there'll be all kinds of videos on Cardra, or search SEO, or search, drop shipping, or whatever your subject is. I've probably done a video on it. I'm approaching 600 videos now on this channel, which sounds like a lot, but then I see somebody with 2,000 or 3,000. I'm like, I haven't even put a dent in it. But anyhow, so there's a lot of information there. Guys, I really appreciate you being there. Showing up for these things. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Give me some comments on this. Once this video is over with, you'll be able to comment below. and ask me any questions you want. Put in the chat right now. Do you like the training you're getting? Is there other training you'd like to have? I'm actually focusing on these emails for the past few weeks, and I'm going to be finishing that up soon. So I'm going to be starting a new subject. And guys, this is all free training for you. These things, a lot of these things, I turn into courses afterwards. So you're going to want to show up for this stuff, man. This is good information. This is stuff that's made me money. That's made me millions of dollars. That's paid off all my bills. So guys, do this stuff. Learn this stuff. It works. Don't listen to these gurus that tell you can work 4 hours a week and you never have to put in any work. Bull. You got to put in some work. But if you do, you really can make millions of dollars online. Thank you so much for being here. Give me your comments over there if you like what you got. So this is Richard says, do you think it's possible to attract clients through the mental outlook like prayer or Silva mind meditations? I'll tell you what I think about all these meditation things and mind things. They're good to get you to do action. I mean, that's it. That's what mental strength is. Just sitting in a room, visualizing stuff coming to you ain't going to make it happen. However, visualizing that stuff's going to come to you may motivate you to go out and do the things that you need to do to get what you want. In fact, it will. Okay, that's how I feel about all that stuff. I think it's all good, but ultimately you got to do some work. I mean, you got to do some work. So sometimes weird things happen to me, and the right people end up connecting with me. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, Jessica and I, we have our goals, and we sit down on the couch and we decide how much money we want to make and what we want to do with it and how we want to come about it. And lo and behold, it happens. But between lo and behold and planning was a lot of work, because we said we were going to do these things. So when we were like, gee, I don't want to do that email today. I don't want to write this. I don't want to study this. We're like, no, I got to, because I said I was going to do it. Whether it's exercising, which we do together now, we study Spanish together now, we work on our businesses together now, we pay off bills together, we do all that stuff, and we're actually accomplishing stuff because we just do it. But we got to have a mental attitude that says we can do it first, and we got to try hard. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We're going to head out to lunch. Jessica, would you like to tell everybody goodbye?
Yep. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday.
Hey, don't forget,